What's up YouTube, Jeff back again today. Another very exciting Samsung video for you guys. And today, live from Las Vegas here, making a video on the eve of the stable One UI 7 rollout. We have a couple of updates from Samsung that are very important if you're using One UI 7 with the new Good Lock applications. And I know as soon as you guys install One UI 7 stable, you've probably been waiting on HomeUp and a lot of the other Good Lock redesigns. So we're going to talk about those today. Before we get started, do want to remind you guys, make sure you check out our website, sammyguru.com, covering the latest Samsung news, tips, tricks, tutorials, and reviews. And of course, we've been covering all the latest One UI 7 update news you need to know. Also, if you guys are going to be ordering a Galaxy S25 Edge, Z Fold 7, or Z Flip 7, tap the banner at the top to sign up for the Mystery Box program. You get a free case, cleaning kit, desktop phone stand, put in your phone number, your email, or both to sign up. This is US only because, of course, we do ship it. You pay nothing. We cover all the shipping charges. This will be in the pinned comment description if you are interested. So Samsung rolled out two updates, which I already installed on my other S25 Ultra to play around with them, but I haven't installed them yet on here, so we can talk about the changelog. Here are the two updates. We've got Good Lock and HomeUp. If we go into the Good Lock update here in the store, this is version 3.0.11.1. Started rolling out on April 3rd, so a couple days ago, 19.3 megs, but it is a very important update because if you read the changelog, first, app stabilization obviously goes without saying, that's always included. But if you read the top part, improved to get the list of the latest apps in the store immediately after the Android OS update. So basically what this means is when you install One UI 7 or a later major update to One UI, it's going to pull all those latest versions of the modules and have those ready, right, for you to install as soon as you get your OS update. In the past, there's been delays with this, and so this is a really nice improvement. You notice the size is actually wrong. It's only 4.43 megs, even though down here, sometimes Samsung does this. It says 19.30. Sometimes they'll have the wrong size because this is the size from the previous update. I don't know why that's a thing. They should really fix that too. But anyway, you're not going to notice any new features if you're already running One UI 7 and already have a lot of stuff installed, because this mainly has to do with updating all of these modules to their current version once you install One UI 7. So for those of you who are going to get One UI 7 this week, you'll now have that. Now, if you haven't seen the other cool features that are in the new Good Lock, there are a couple of really cool new features in the new Good Lock. One of those being, if you go to this side over here, you'll see a list where you can have your favorite apps. You can also see all the settings that you're using. You guys can see I'm using a lot of them from the various modules. You can edit this. You can also disable all the settings. For instance, if you're having a bug and you think it might have been introduced by something you did in Good Lock, you can go ahead and remove that. So turning back to the other update we have, which is HomeUp. We'll go back into the store itself. Here's the HomeUp update. Just tap on this to go to the store. Version 16.0.0.72. Scroll down, take a quick look at what we've got that's new here. April 4th, 2025, 24.5 megabytes. And if you see here, fix the flickering issue on the home screen while using DIY Home. Those of you who've been using the new HomeUp know that DIY Home basically lets you place your icons anywhere that you want and widgets everywhere, anywhere. You can angle them however you want. I'll show you guys my setup in a second. This has been a problem. DIY has been in beta since the launch of the new HomeUp, so can't really complain, but they're fixing some issues slowly. Fix the widget errors while using Do-It-Yourself Home. Sometimes the widgets would not update or refresh properly if you have widgets that are pulling in data. This fixes that, and then other stability improvements. So let's go ahead and take this update. See, this one is the right size, 25.80 megs. So on that Good Lock update, they had kept the size probably from the last version or something like that. Anyway, if we go to the home screen, you can actually access the new HomeUp from Settings, go to the bottom and go to More Customizations. You don't have to go directly through Good Lock to access the HomeUp options. If we go to home screen, now you'll see Do-It-Yourself Home Screen, which is still labeled as beta. I was kind of curious if they're going to remove the beta label, but perhaps they'll tell us that in the changelog once they decide to do it. If you turn this on, you guys can see my DIY home screen setup. There it is. We got crazy stuff everywhere. Now, the issue that they had fixed here with the widgets is that if you have a widget like the weather or something, or even your Now Brief widget at the top that's supposed to pull in live data, then it would not refresh properly with that information, whatever time interval you had set. So now they fixed that in this version of DIY Home. So up here, of course, are the DIY Home settings. I didn't really see any major changes to any of the editor functionality or anything like that. It's mainly stability improvements, it would appear, that they made in this particular update to Good Lock. You can see you can have all those different home pages there that you can utilize and then go back to your main home. Anyway, it is a nice stability update. One thing I will say is they still have an error. I'm still using the stock task changer, mainly because the task changer I prefer, which if we go into HomeUp, I'll show you guys really quickly. If we go to HomeUp, the task changer I prefer, which is the stack one, it does not work properly. Not stack, sorry. Grid. Grid does not work. It still has a bug where sometimes it'll like lag when you're in certain apps. It always seems to work when I first update HomeUp, but then the bug always comes back. You guys will have to let me know if you've experienced that, but I've stopped using the grid style for now. I'll probably test it with this new update and see if maybe they fixed it by some chance, because it is my personal favorite task changer from HomeUp. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We do have the stable One UI 7 rollout this week. We'll have all the full coverage over at SammyGuru.com, and of course I'll have lots of videos here on YouTube for you guys as well. Go check out the brand new Sammy Guru YouTube channel. We'll be covering additional Samsung content that I don't usually put on my channel here, like hardware reviews, camera comparisons, and things like that. Appreciate you guys checking out the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.